Prataparudra, also known as Rudradeva II, was the last ruler of the Kakatiya dynasty of India. He ruled the eastern part of Deccan, with his capital at Warangal. Prataparudra succeeded his grandmother Indramadevi as the Kakatiya monarch. In the first half of his reign, he subjugated the insubordinate chiefs who had asserted their independence during his predecessor's reign. He also achieved successes against the neighboring Hindu kingdoms of the Yadavas, the Pandyas and Kampili. In 1310, he faced an invasion from the Muslim Delhi Sultanate, and agreed to become a tributary of the Delhi Sultan Alauddin Khalji. After Alauddin's death, he stopped making tribute payments, but a 1318 invasion forced him to pay tribute to Alauddin's son Mubarak Shah. After the end of the Khalji dynasty, he again withheld the tribute payments to Delhi. This prompted the new Sultan Ghiyath al-Din Taluq to order a 1323 invasion that ended the Kakatiya dynasty and resulted in annexation of their kingdom to the Delhi Sultanate. Prataparudra succeeded his grandmother Indramadevi on the Kakatiya throne. His mother Mamadama was the eldest daughter of Rudramadevi and Chalukya Prince Virabhadra. His father Mahadeva was a Kakatiya prince. Earlier historians believe that Rudramadevi ruled until 1295, because some records before this year name Prataparudra as Kumararudra. However, a later inscription discovered at Chandupatla confirms that Rudramadevi died some days before the 27th of November 1289, the date of the inscription. Moreover, some records before 1295 called Prataparudra Maharaja. It appears that Prataparudra continued to be called Kumararudra for some years after ascending the throne, because this was a familiar usage. Prataparudra's chief queen was Vaisalakshi. Pratapakarita, a late legendary account of the Kakatiya kings, refers twice to this queen. Another queen of this king, by the name of Lakshmi Devi, is mentioned in an inscription found in the village Yeljeju in the Karimnagar district. Prataparudra had been associated in his grandmother's military campaigns and administration, which helped him gain acceptance of the nobles after ascending the throne. During the reign of Prataparudra's predecessor Rudramadevi, Ambadeva, a Kayasta feudatory of the Kakatiyas, had set up an independent kingdom with support of the neighboring Yadava and Pandya dynasties. Soon after ascending the throne, Prataparudra reorganized the Kakatiya military and launched expeditions against Ambadeva and his allies. Prataparudra first sent his army to the Kramasimhapura, which was ruled by Ambadeva's appointee Manamagindagopala. The attack was led by Adidamumalu, an officer of the Kakatiya chief commander Samayadulrudradeva. Manama was defeated and killed in a battle. He was succeeded by Madhurantaka Potapi Chodaranganatha, whose rule is attested by inscriptions dated to 1290. Prataparudra formed an alliance with Rashagindagopala. In 1291-92, Prataparudra sent an army to Tirupur and take him. The army was led by Manamaganaya and Anayadeva. Epigraphic evidence suggests that as a result of this attack, Ambadeva had to retreat southwards to the Malai-Kinadu region. His last inscription at Tirupur is dated Shaka 1213, and an inscription of Injaluri and Ayadeva is dated 2 months later in the same year. The Kayastas seem to have ruled Mullakanadu independently for next few years, as the inscriptions of Ambadeva's son Tripurari II do not mention Prataparudra as his overlord. In 1309, Prataparudra sent an expedition to Mullakanadu, which resulted in the end of the Kayasta rule. The region was annexed to the Kakatiya kingdom, and Samai Nayaka was made its governor. Prataparudra also sent an expedition against the Yadavas, who had supported Ambadeva. The Telugu Kalamana Magindagopala participated in this expedition. His Navasariapid inscription calls him the wildfire to the bamboo-like army of the Sunas. The 1294 Richard Fort inscription of the Kakatiya feudatory Gonavithala states that Vithala captured the Adavani and Tambala forts in the present-day Bellary district, and Manuva and Halava in the richer Doab. Finally, he took control of the city of Richer, where he erected strong fortifications to protect the city. Meanwhile, Rashagindagopala betrayed Prataparudra and formed an alliance with the Pandyas. To punish him, Prataparudra sent a second expedition to Nellore, led by the Telugu Kala chief Manamagindagopala. The Kakatiya army won the ensuing battle. A 1297-98 inscription of Manama states that he drank the ocean of the Dravida army like a massive fire. In the early 13th century, the Deccan region was an immensely wealthy area, having been shielded from the foreign armies that had ransacked northern India. In 1296, Alauddin Khalji, a general of the Delhi Sultanate, had successfully raided Devagiri, the capital of the Yadavas, who were the western neighbors of the Kakatiyas. Alauddin forced the Yadava king Ramachandra to become his tributary, and shortly after, used a loot from Devagiri to usurp the throne of Delhi. The huge plunder obtained from Devagiri prompted Alauddin to plan an invasion of the Kakatiya capital Warangale in 1301, but the untimely death of his general Alug Khan put an end to this plan. In late 1302 or in early 1303, Alauddin sent his generals Malik Juna and Malik Chijju on an expedition to Warangale. This expedition ended in a disaster, and by the time the Khalji army returned to Delhi, it had suffered severe losses in terms of men and baggage. The Delhi Sultanate chronicles do not mention how and where the army suffered these losses. According to the 14th century chronicler Ziauddin Burani, the army had managed to reach Warangale, but decided to return because the rainy season had started. The 16th century chronicler Firishta states that this army was ordered to reach Warangale via Bengal. Historian Kisori Saran Lal theorizes that the Delhi met with a humiliating defeat in Bengal, which was ruled by Shamsuddin Feroz. An embarrassed Alauddin decided to keep this failure a secret, which explains Burani's narrative. On the other hand, PVP Sastry believes that a Kakatiya army repulsed the invaders at Aparapalli. His theory is based on Vilagotavari Vansavali, which states that two Kakatiya commanders, the Valama chief Vina and Padagamti Mele, destroyed the pride of the Turushkins, Turkic people, that is, the Khaljis. Around 1308, Alauddin sent his general Malik Kafur to Devagiri, after Ramachandra discontinued the tribute payments promised in 1296. Malik Kafur returned to Delhi after defeating the Yadavas, and forcing Ramachandra to become Alauddin's vassal. Prataparudra determined that the Delhi forces were likely to invade Deccan again, and therefore, he reorganized his defense setup. He is said to have raised an army of 900,000 archers, 20,000 horses and 100 elephants. Despite these preparations, when Malik Kafur invaded Warangale in 1310, Prataparudra was forced to negotiate a truce. He surrendered a substantial amount of wealth to the invaders, and agreed to become a tributary to Alauddin. Subsequently, he maintained friendly relations with Alauddin. Taking advantage of the Khalji invasion, the Kakatiya vassals at the frontier provinces asserted independence. When Malideva, the Vedama chief of Gandikota, attempted to overthrow his suzerainty, Prataparudra sent his general Jetayalemka Gamkya Reddy to Gandikota. Gamkya Reddy defeated Malideva, and was appointed as the governor of Gandikota and its surrounding areas. Another insubordinate chief was Ranganatha, the Telugu Kala ruler of Nellore. In 1311, Prataparudra's overlord Alauddin asked him to contribute forces to Malik Kafur's invasion of the Pandya kingdom. On his way to the Pandya territory, Prataparudra visited Ranganatha's territory and suppressed the rebellion. By the mid-1301 seconds, the Pandya kingdom had been weakened by a war of succession between the brothers Sundara and Vira, and the Muslim raids. After Alauddin's death in 1316, the Hoysala king Balala launched a fresh invasion of the Pandya territory. According to a Diksharama inscription, the Kakatiya commander Padarudra defeated Balala and his allies, Shambhuvaraya of Padavadu and Yadavaraya of Chandragiri. After this victory, he occupied Kanchi in the Pandya territory. When the Pandya forces tried to evict the Kakatiyas from Kanchi, Prataparudra himself led an army against them, supported by his generals Mupadanayaka, Rikurla Iradacha, Manavira, and Diviranayaka. The Pandyas were forced to retreat after a battle near Kanchi. The Kakatiya general Diviranayaka penetrated further into the Pandya territory, and defeated Virapandya and his ally Malayala Tirupati Ravivarman Kalashikara. The Kakatiyas then reinstated Sundara Pandya at Viradavala. To commemorate his victory, Diviranayaka granted the Salakalavati village to Sriranganatha in 1317. After Alauddin's death, Malik Kafur installed Alauddin's minor son Shahabuddin Omar as a puppet monarch on the throne of Delhi. However, Alauddin's elder son Tupuddin Mubarak Shah soon killed Kafur, and became the Sultan. By this time, Ramachandra's son-in-law Haripaladeva had rebelled at Devagiri, and Prataparudra had stopped sending tribute payments to Delhi. Mubarak Shah suppressed the rebellion at Devagiri, and then sent his general Khusrau Khan to Warangale in 1318. Prataparudra did not offer much resistance, and made a tribute payment in form of 100 elephants, 12,000 horses, gold, and precious stones. In addition, he agreed to cede 5 districts of his kingdom to Mubarak Shah. Meanwhile, the Hoysala king Balala invaded the Kampili kingdom located at the juncture of the Kakatiya, Hoysala and the Delhi Sultanate territories. According to the Kannada language text Kumara Manasangachya, The Kampili prince Kumararama sought Prataparudra's assistance against Malala. Prataparudra refused to help him and his father Kampiliraya, leading to a rivalry between the two kingdoms. Sometime later, Kumararama forcibly occupied the western part of the Kakatiya kingdom, and Prataparudra responded by waging a war against Kampili. According to Srinath's Telugu-language text Varapuranammu, Prataparudra's commander Pulayanaya destroyed the Kampili capital Kamata. Kotakondirava, a son of the Aravattu chief Tadapinama, is credited with having defeated Kampiliraya. These accounts suggest that Prataparudra won battles against Kampili, but he does not appear to have gained any tangible benefit from these victories. Meanwhile, in Delhi, Khusrau Khan murdered Mubarak Shah and usurped the throne of Delhi in 1320. He was dethroned by a group of rival nobles, and Ghiyath al-Din Taluq became the new sultan. According to the 16th century chronicler Firishta, Prataparudra had stopped sending tributes to Delhi by this time. Therefore, Ghiyath al-Din sent his son Alu Khan to Warangale in 1323. Prataparudra put up a strong resistance this time, but ultimately retreated to his capital Warangale. Alu Khan besieged Warangale, while another part of the Delhi army led by Abu Riza besieged Kotajiri. During the siege, a false rumor about Ghiyath al-Din's death in Delhi caused a rebellion in Alu Khan's army, and he had to retreat from Warangale. The Kakatiya army plundered his camp and pursued until Kotajiri, where Abu Riza came to his rescue. Alu Khan ultimately retreated to Devagiri. Prataparudra believed that he had achieved a decisive victory and let his guard down. However, Ghiyath al-Din sent reinforcements to Devagiri and instructed Alu Khan to launch a fresh attack on Warangale. Within 4 months, Alu Khan besieged the fort again, and this time, Prataparudra had to surrender. Alu Khan sent Prataparudra and his family members to Delhi, escorted by a contingent led by the Taluk lieutenants Kadir Khan and Kawaya Haji. The Taluk court historian Shamsi Siraj Arif simply states that Prataparudra died en route to Delhi. The 1330 Vilasar inscription of Masanuri Pulayanayaka states that Prataparudra died on the banks of the Samudbhava river, while being taken to Delhi as a captive. The 1423 Kalabakaru inscription of the Reddy Queen Anadali mentions that he departed to the world of gods by his own desire. When taken together, these accounts suggest that Prataparudra committed suicide on the banks of the Narmada River while being taken to Delhi as a prisoner.